Well, I can keep going. Although I do enjoy that one was like a bunch of spirited owl debate. Of me just ranting about. I do think Carpe does get through.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that line of logic generally, that players just need to tell with their teammates. That doesn't mean you can't get tilted with your teammates in
We're
the
still
game.
talking. Yeah, can you go to the properties of your desktop sound? Or the music one too. The music you just picked the file, right?
We'll give us about 30 seconds, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh, stupid ads. It's whatever. I'm supporting the stream.
Yeah. I add one of you quick. What's up? You need to add one of us? Yeah, I'll put my battle tag in general.
Just put it in casters or something. Okay, that works.
Perfect.
I'll give us about 30 seconds, I suppose.
Yeah. Wait, what happened? You're good.
It sounds.
So
it sounds like when you mute yourself, or when you mute the sound, you mute yourself, the music. But we're still coming through.
Yeah, we're definitely still coming through. All right, so I want you to right-click on your desktop audio one, hit Properties, and then show me what you see there. Like screenshot or snip that.
I like your name, by the way, SteakUO.
Thanks. Boom.
Do y'all have a battle tag I can add real quick?
All right, and so the dongle.
Yeah, it's easier if you give me yours. I have special characters.
No, yeah. I put it in general. I put mine in general chat just a second ago.
Sweet.
Is there what are the other options? I wonder if it's the wireless thing throwing us off. But it's a dongle that plugs into a USB slot, right? It's not doing it by Bluetooth. Okay, that should be fine. I blame Corsair.
What a name.
Yeah.
We had 6 of the 7 deadly sins at one point. And yeah, and Sloth wasn't there because they're too lazy. We thought of the joke.
That's pretty good.
We were pretty clever.
That's pretty
proud
I like
of
that.
We were idiots too, walking around 6 stacking, and people are like, "Oh, we love your names," and we'd be like, "We spent $10 on this."
Don't watch regular Full Metal Alchemist. Brotherhood's the one you want to watch.
He speaks the truth, though.
Actually, fact.
Oh,
Alchemist?
really?
Or Brotherhood or 03? Okay.
Yeah, the first one doesn't exist. It's like the Avatar movie.
I'll watch it. I did watch it, I should say. I watched it once, and then I watched the following movies, and it did have its own
I
charms, but it is
yeah,
nothing compared to Brotherhood in terms of the story.
and if Brotherhood didn't exist, it would be okay.
Sure, if Brotherhood didn't exist, we'd all be okay with it. But I think it's just the stark fact that like Brotherhood does exist, and they nailed it.
Okay, we need to sort this out. Or you could just cam and never mute yourselves and keep talking.
Yeah.
Or when we do mute ourselves, we just run a music. Like, because it sounds like it's tied to desktop. If when the music's coming through, our words are as well. It sounds like it's tied to desktop in some weird convoluted way. That's probably
Yeah,
going to take more troubleshooting than.
We're still coming through regardless of the music being muted, but Picasso gets muted with the music.
it has something to do with how you set up the desktop audio and like it's yeah, OBS is such trash. Yeah, go ahead and do it. I'll dip
Just
out,
do it.
let you guys go.
All right, do it.
Good luck, guys. Yeah, I have shit to get done for work tonight, or I would.
Okay. Sounds good. Some other time.
But yeah, I'll
Yeah.
let me know like when this week you want to like mess around with it,
Yeah, sounds
and
good.
I'll help out. All right, good luck, guys.
Muchas
Thanks,
gracias.
Steve.
Fun.
So we're live.
We are live. Hello, everybody.
Oh, sick. All right.
I guess
Sweet
we've
you to
been
get-
live, but we're finally addressing you, audience chat.
May as well. Oh, I guess we can turn this into a TriCast unless you're just sick and tired of my poor, my disastrous camming.
No, it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Casting couch today and Overwatch
Yeah,
League.
exactly.
So we'll do our own
Precedent
casting
set.
couch right here.
Yeah, I'll I'll probably have more to say during halftime whenever we get to that. Which are our teams ready? Thiccums
Yes, I think we're
Squad and Royal Ravens.
We have them in the lobby, and we're just waiting on our camera guy to get.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm ready to get in, but
Heck yeah. Do you have him, Chunk?
yeah, Chunk. I'm in a
I
party
invited
with
you.
Chunk right now.
You're not in this game.
No, I'm not. I'm chilling on
I'm
the
gonna
main
get you
menu.
in here, but
Ah, there we go.
Okay, rock on. All right.
Bunch of
Do we
Paris
have the teams set up? Are they like 2-2-2?
I believe they are. Check.
Oh god.
team chat, Picasso.
Yeah, I know. Oh well.
Well,
We'll sort it out for map 2, everybody.
we'll get it figured out later. It's fine. Sunday night, 7 p.m. We're all here. We're ready to go. No, they are not in 222 whatsoever. They're quite in the convoluted mix based on what people were picking just now. We'll see though. We will. But yeah,
We can
guys,
roll with it.
welcome. In case you listening to us troubleshoot didn't get the message across, this is the final match of the week. Also, the final match of our Division 2 teams, the Royal Ravens and Thiccums Squad. This is the first time we'll be seeing Thiccums Squad take their skills to the test. And then Royal Ravens, we saw them in the preseason. They had a pretty medium showing. They beat the team in their division that they were supposed to go up against, and then they lost to the Division 1 team that they played. So, pretty darn
Looking
good.
promising.
Yeah, Royal Ravens definitely looking promising. Storm Snipe, definitely the person to watch. Kinja, no slouch either, but I pretty much have no idea what to expect out of Thiccums Squad. I'm pretty excited to see what we'll be seeing.
Yeah, we're getting into it here. I like these double shield comps we're seeing, especially with the fire on Storm Snipe, like you said.
Absolutely, yeah, no. Storm Snipe loves to play the Pharah. so many of their comps revolve around Storm Snipe, or not even just Storm Snipe, but whoever's on projectile at the time tends to play the Pharah. And I mean, we just saw it bear fruit right there. Chrissy gonna go down to Storm Snipe's concussion grenade, and that's probably just gonna be it. I imagine that.
Yeah, that's going to effectively shut down the fight, right? And then that also really hurts Chrissy's Brig building the rally. Only at 7%, as you see.
Yeah, I mean, only at 7%. Pretty much got nothing done in that fight, right? Died pretty much immediately. Very unfortunate. Whereas Storm Snipe sitting at 90%. Pretty much did almost entirely all of the team's damage for the Royal Ravens. Just getting so much poke in, getting those kills.
That's just insane. And Mickey D's opting for the Genji switch here. That's an interesting pick, I think, especially into the Pharah McCree.
But it's definitely better than the Doomfist. That, like, the Doomfist was just going to have no fun running into Pharah McCree, right? So if you're going to play anything, the Genji's not the worst pick in the world. I'd say it's even infinitely better, right? Nice halt.
Pretty strong right now.
Pretty good halt, but and the Ant Matrix as well. But Storm's not going to take someone else off the edge. Minolar just going to pick Mickey D's off, and Thiccums squad, I mean, they have finally had someone step on the point for a couple of moments with partial arts, but they will be going down. They've basically picked up no percentage at all. And yeah, that was a very easy fight win.
That was a quick fight. The shield break is so good coming out here from like Minolar and Kinja doing a lot of shield breaks so that Storm Snipe can just pound in these rockets. And still holding barrage here.
Time Monster goes over to the Ana. Decided that
Interesting.
the Batiste is not the way to go. I thought that their comp was pretty weak on shield break anyway for Thiccums squad, and Batiste kind of helps with that, but you go Ana and you kind of lose it. But Storm Snipe, oh lordy Lou! Just
gorgeous.
Perfect! 4K from Storm Snipe was just sitting in the corner, lets him walk in. This comp is not quick. It moves very slowly for the Royal Ravens. And yeah.
It looks like they went in wanting to follow up with the Coalescence, but the barrage was so good the Coalescence wasn't even necessary. But either way, I think they've got this point on lockdown.
I mean, can anyone
it's
touch?
really hard coming in here. Mickey
Has to
D
be
can.
Mickey D. He had to use his Reflect early. Very unable to get anything done with that. We'll see this Hanyun coming out from Kinja. Gonna get
That's
two.
huge.
That's, I mean, that's just perfect, right? What can you want out of that? And I mean,
That's it. That's
I mean, that's
a
absolutely
clean
it.
team wipe.
I mean, if we're being real, Thiccums squad, they were able to use one ult the whole time. And that was the Ant Matrix. You expect to use the Ant Matrix multiple times in a fight. Or in a round. But they just lost the fights before they even really happened. Storm Snipe would always get a pick in the beginning. Kinja might get a pick in the beginning. I mean, there were multiple fights where Storm Snipe just started off the concussion nade, knocking someone off to the abyss. And Thiccums squad, they never really got an engagement on their terms whatsoever.
Right. It never felt like they took a proper fight, a full fight, where they had everybody at full fighting force. They felt like they were at a disadvantage the whole time. But we're seeing some interesting swaps here over to like a dive kind of.
Very interesting.
I like the Echo dive. This is going to be really interesting to see versus the Rhine Zarya coming out of Royal Ravens.
See, I'm interested. It's just Storm Snipe runs so much Pharah. I don't know how you're going to properly protect Zen with the Mercy. This isn't 2017 where Mercy can protect Zen and keep the whole team up while that's going on. Mercy's healing has been dropped a lot. Her utility dropped a lot. So, but we'll see. So both teams are going to get onto the point, and you know what? I eat my words. Currently, Typhoon's going to get the first pick, and Time Monster on the Zen. Nice. Picking Jaden off. Both teams are just trading in and out right now. The res does get burned for Royal Ravens, and they are currently tied. Lunarstorm does have the Discord on them, and it gets bubbled. Able to get that done, but Black Market.
Nice pick.
Very nice pick from Mickey D's. Black Market strays a little bit too far, but Storm Snipe will reciprocate. These teams are just going back and forth and back and forth. But with Storm Snipe out, the incredible DPS for the Royal Ravens, I imagine this might go. But well, as I say that, I mean
They're holding on.
This is the fourth trade like in a row that we've seen from these teams. They're not really making any progress, our Thiccums squad, and they're actually, despite their incredible start with Time Monster going down, they're probably just gonna have to walk away. This comp does not work without the Discords. I mean, you just can't do enough.
It's very reliant on the Discords. It's very reliant on it, absolutely. And Kindra just finds two quick picks here, cleans up the fight. And you're absolutely right, they're just not able to do anything against this comp. They've got to come back in here and figure out how to get these Discords on the right targets. For one, Storm Snipe needs to get shut down. It's really interesting to me that they're just not opting for any hit scan.
100%. 100%. No hit scan whatsoever. I like Mickey D's could probably take the fight, but if Mickey D's is going to take the fight, you're going to have to dedicate the Mercy to Mickey D's, but then you just have a Zen chilling. Like, what are you going to get going? Well, Pulse Bomb out from Typhoon just catches the Reinhardt shield and the bubble. And Typhoon's going to go down immediately. Yeah, I mean, this is just another early pick. Mickey D's is going to copy the McCree and is actually going to take down Lunderstorm. They're going to commit Primal as well.
He gets solo grabbed.
I mean, gets solo grabbed, but, you know,
Completely shut it down.
To stay alive and dies, though. Very unfortunate. Partial Arts is here on the Monkey. Did use Primal to get the Coalescing Mara off the point, but it looks like if they want even one more complete fight, then they will have to walk away from the point. Thiccums squad, they are in danger of not even getting a single percentage point against the Royal Ravens on this control map. It would be very quick. I could have gone and picked up some food, and this game would be over before I got back.
Typhoon's going to touch. Quickly fall back. Partial Arts here.
Snipe!
What a great boop.
Just Storm Snipe has gotten 3 kills in this fight. This is the 4th boop for them.
That's the play of the match right there. Shuts down the Zenyatta, and then able to follow up with the barrage to just completely shut down that fight. They could not get onto point. What a dominating start from Royal Ravens here. And Storm Snipe was definitely a driving force for this team.
It is the corner barrage. Early halt out from Minolar, but it does not matter because no one checks the corner. Oh man, I don't know how you're gonna do that. Would have been 5 kills if the Coalescent take it. It's, I mean, look at that.
You love to see it.
And well, you love. It depends on who you are. If you are Thiccums squad, you don't love to see it. However, you hate to. Actually, you feel bad about it.
Yeah, Thiccums squad maybe not having the most fun in that first map, but I've said this a lot. I don't think control really matters as far as the rest of the match goes. I don't think it's indicative at all because it's such a weird game type. We'll see going towards this second map whether Thiccums is able to kind of show back up and square up against Royal Ravens, or if it's just going to kind of continue to be this same roll and smoke.
And you're absolutely right about, I mean, control is just so anomalous, right? I mean, we had, even at the beginning of the 3rd season of Overwatch League, we had that, like, that first week where teams who won control the first round would, like, go on to lose the series. Almost, like, every series or something like that. Like, if you won control, it was just, like, you went and lost because it was just so unindicative of actual, I wouldn't say team play, but just, it's such, like you said, it's such a weird game mode. But I will say, that even for control was quite a stomp. That was hard. That was
pretty dominating.
That was absolute domination out of the Royal Ravens. But you know, like we said, that's the first time Thiccums squad has played for us. I mean, we could be seeing well, nice teams got situated. Perfect. Good stuff. It's going to make our casting job a lot easier.
Definitely. We appreciate that a lot, teams.
But after, I mean, yeah, after a map like that, you can only go up from there, right? You can only do better.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't want to.
We're going into Numbani here, it looks like.
Let's see. And then we do have a sub coming in, friends. We do have Mickey D's coming out, and Beagle Boy 101 coming in. Looks like Ty Munster will be switching back over to the DPS. Or not back over, we'll be transitioning over to DPS. For his team was playing flex support in the last round, so you know that could also be a problem. That could have been Ty Munster maybe not entirely comfortable on. Ty Munster is like the flex player for this, and you know not in the traditional flex sense, but in the quite literally will just fill any role because, and it's very possible that, you know, maybe flex support's not one of the more preferred rules for Ty Munster. I'm not sure.
Right, but, maybe bringing him in here onto the DPS role and putting Beagle Boy onto the support is going to enable Ty Munster and therefore Thiccums to stand up a little more here.
Absolutely.
I like this dive comp that we're seeing. It's kind of looking like we might see a mirror dive comp with the Genji Ana. We're looking at possibly some Nanoblades here.
I would love cast some Nanoblades. It's Nanoblades to me are like in football when when a receiver or running back breaks out and, you know, like the caster's like, he's at the 30, he's at the 20, but with Genji it's like, he's got 1, he's got 2, he's got 3. You know, it's just like the easiest thing to cast in the world.
That's a great analogy.
But it's like iconic, right? Genji, Nanoblade is so darn iconic.
Very iconic. And we're getting it in here. Storm Snipe actually on the Genji here, and Kinja going over to the Pharah.
So yeah, they love their Pharah, do the Royal Ravens. They enjoy it greatly. The Storm Snipe's getting quite a bit of poke in there. Already at 20% of the ult before any transition. Time Mustard nearly gets his head taken off. I don't know by exactly what, but sitting very low at the moment. Needs to get healing before they continue to transition out and poke. But as we see,
Thiccums trying to flank here.
Trying to
backline
get set up. See, they're not all on the same target. Now they are. They're on Storm Snipe, trying to get Storm Snipe pretty low, but the support is impeccable for the flex DPS of the Royal Ravens. Pretty much goes below half health, but nothing else really results from that. Time Monster's going to die, and without the Genji, this stat comp is very lacking in damage. You will
They're just going to back right out.
Exactly.
They're going to back out of here and...
Well, Partial Arts will not be backing out. Uses the jump to get in. Might actually die here. Does not. Beagle Boy does get a bit of damage in there. Pretty nice, though. Does give that little dive right there from Partial Arts gives Beagle Boy the advantage in the nano. But, you know, the fact still stands that Time Monster is pretty much behind in Blade Charge. So chances are both these teams are going to be ready at about the same time. But, well, that was quite a big commitment from Lunarstorm. Is going to primal right in there. And Storm Snipe going to clean up that damage with Time Monster going down to the slash. And Lunarstorm just still, primal still going on. It's an ult that lasts a pretty darn long time. Is going to get Partial Arts as well. They are down 2 currently, our Thiccums squad, and they are just going to be running it back. Spawn.
They shut that fight right down. They took out Time Monster. They can't even, like you said, they can't even do anything with their main damage gone. You can see Typhoon brought in the soldier here to try to combat this Pharah, but it doesn't seem to be working here, as Time Monster and Typhoon are kind of struggling to keep up with Storm Snipe and Kinja.
That was a nice little nade to stop them from going out. Time Monster pops the blade, but doesn't have the nano at the moment. It's still going to take out Lunarstorm, so maybe they're opting to use the nano onto something else, our Royal Ravens. But the res is actually going to come in. Lunarstorm will be back. That blade, the one kill it got, completely undone. Bomb coming in for Fire Raven. See if it gets anything. Does get Black Market, so both teams down one. Time Monster going to get the kill onto Jaden as well. So both the supports for Royal Ravens, they are down, and Beagle Boy with the kill onto Storm Snipe. I think that is the nail in the coffin. It does seem that Thiccums squad, after a few attempts, are going to be able to break open point A on Numbani. They are going to give the nano over to Partial Arts, probably just to finish this off. This is a pretty stallable point. You want to get it done as quickly as possible. And there you go. Royal Ravens, they're not even going to try.
What a nice fight. I think Thiccums might be missing that nano, but like you said, you just want to secure that fight, right? You want to make sure that you win it. It was really interesting there just how quickly all the cooldowns were used by Time Monster there to basically bait out all the cooldowns, and then I think the rest of Thiccums was able to clean it up.
Absolutely. So bomb out. Let's see, that's going to hit a couple. Minolar coming up big with 2 kills, but Lunarstorm also committed the primal in order to take. I think had to do that though. I do believe that Typhoon cast the tactical visor, so Lunarstorm was most likely going to die there if they didn't pop the primal. So ult for ult in that case, but I mean the ult economy for Thiccums squad, it's not looking too good. Whereas you're about to have Valk, you have both DPS ult for Royal Ravens.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're able to use just this blade here, if they're wanting to just use the blade, or if they can maybe combo with bomb here. Otherwise, they're waiting on another ult. Nice
or
pick.
You're waiting on Lunarstorm to go down. Main tank for Thiccums squad has gone down, and wow, I mean, momentum seems like it has completely shifted, at least for the past few fights, where Royal Ravens definitely had the ult advantage, but with really good initiation, just faster play, the Thiccums squad able to come out on top.
Well, and with Lunarstorm going down so early there, I mean, Time Monster just bops the blade at that point. Winston does a ton of cleave damage to Genji, right? He's a pretty good counter to that. So with him out of the way, Time Monster pulls the blade and goes to work. He doesn't necessarily find all the kills, but all the damage he puts and all the space he creates is able to help them win that fight.
Oh, and Lunarstorm goes down quite early. Let's see, though. Nanoblade coming out for Storm Snipe is on the Ana is going to get the first one. See, he's going to go on to Partial Art, it seems. Does have the Mercy Pocket at the moment. It's actually going to survive. Time Monster's currently nated, though. He is going to go down, unable to receive any healing. Jaden falls, but I do believe that Royal Ravens, with the use of that Nano Blade, have come in and saved themselves. And good timing. It was very close to a point B capture.
Uh-oh,
But there are
Typhoon's staggering himself out. Oh, no, he gets out. Typhoon gets out.
so many ults for Thiccums squad here. I mean, they used practically nothing in that fight, and that's good. Because, I mean, there was such a heavy commitment. There were 3 ults committed on the side of Royal Ravens, right? Like, you use nothing there, and then you just come in and you have 5 ults. You can basically just brute force your way through this if you really need to.
That's a huge win for them in that last fight. And they're going to come in here and hopefully make use of these 5 ultimates they have. Visor.
Nanovisor. It seems Kinja gonna fall over like a bag of bricks, but Jaden will take down Typhoon. We'll see if this res gets anything. Oh, excellent! From Partial Arts, but Partial Arts does not have the bubble. Is just gonna die there. I don't think it matters, though. I think with just the Nanovisor there, we will be seeing the win for Thiccums squad. Very minimal commitment compared to what they might have had to do in order to break that point open. But
That's exactly what you want to see there. 2 ults. They get it done with the Nanovisor, and they've still got 4 going into this last point. Versus, well, now that they're doing a complete comp switch, 1. None.
And that's... So this comp, it's pretty good for the Royal Ravens. It's going to be able to brawl pretty easily, a lot of sustain other than Lunarstorm, but Lunarstorm's just staying because they have Primal, right? But there are so many ults, like we were saying. I mean, this is basically the best case scenario for Thiccums squad if they're able to get in and actually initiate. Time Monster going to come in with the Blade. We'll just
shut down.
Just die. I mean, those probably are 2 of the worst targets you could have picked to Blade. The Brig and the Orisa, they're not going to die if they're grouped up like that, especially if it's just a normal Blade. You don't have a Nano either. You got to go for a Squishy. And that just doesn't happen. Stormsnipe going to take down Typhoon, and
nice right click there.
Just leaving. They have to leave. Beagle Boy does get halted out, is going to get further staggered. And yeah.
That was a pretty good from Thiccums there to save a couple ults, because, you know, like we said, they went in with so many. So you need to save at least a couple if you want to have any chance of keeping up with the ult economy of Royal Ravens here. As you can see, just about everybody is at least halfway to their ult, and we're coming up on Blizzard with a huge ult for this corner on 3rd point.
So we do have Partial Arts going over Reinhardt this time around. They do have a bomb.
They want to brawl.
To work with. They want to brawl. It's going to be a little hard to brawl without the Lucio. You're just going to be so slow, but if the other team doesn't have a Lucio, I guess you're fine. But they are just sticking in their death ball. Right now, walking forward, they have taken the space. They've taken the high ground. Lunarstorm trying to combat it a little bit. Is actually taking very minimal damage compared to what you would normally think. Jaden going to pop that rally, and Typhoon is just going to go down to Lunarstorm. Maybe Christy will be able to get the rest here. Is going to pop the Valk. But so much freezing going on up top. But now Stormsnipe is not in the best spot, but does have Blizzard. Is just gonna absolutely throw it in. We'll see if they can get anything out of it.
That's 2-3 frozen.
So many frozen, but I mean, Stormsnipe's the only one who's able to really follow up on it. That's not the best location for it. The rest of your team can't really fit in there. And oh man, I mean, not the worst fight in the world for the Royal Ravens. The only problem is the cart basically got no progress because they spent like a minute fighting up there. Black Market gonna pop the Coalescence. It's not really gonna get anything done. Fire Raven gonna throw out this bomb. It's gonna hit Jaden somehow. Don't know exactly how that went down. Must have been very out of position as I see the body down by the cart. Lunarstorm is gonna pop the Primal Rage on the cart. Stormsnipe just comes in from downtown, just yeets it in. Takes down Beagle Boy. Time Monster is gonna pop the High Noon, see if he can get anything out of that. Lunarstorm steps out of the shield. I mean, Royal Ravens are actually winning it at the moment.
Turning it around.
That's an excellent purple nade as well, but let's see. Kinja gonna throw in the High Noon. I don't know how much he's gonna get. Gonna get absolutely nothing but the DMEC, it seems. But Time Monster gonna come up big, take down Jaden. Jaden not in the fight. I mean, that's so many sustain heals gone for the Royal Ravens, and it looks like this might actually come in despite Beagle Boy going down so early to Stormsnipe. This might actually be a Thiccums squad finish. Yeah, Black Market going down. I mean, that's just no heals whatsoever. Stormsnipe can't get anything done. Typhoon's Pulse Bomb, I think it comes up pretty small. I think it might have landed on Minolar. It's got nothing done but a little bit of damage. Time Monster with like his 3rd kill of the fight or something like that there. But Lunarstorm is on the ball. That's going to allow teams to, the enemy team, to get back pretty easily. They do need to kill Lunarstorm like now because it's by overtime spawns. They, I mean, like, they're eventually going to come back to Shatter. Does capture Stormsnipe, so should be an easy kill, but Typhoon is down. It's very possible that Royal Ravens come back and make this happen with Chrissy down. Lunarstorm has killed 1, Minolar another. And I mean, it's just Fire Raven on the point right now. So close to bomb. You want to stay alive and get bombed. Time Monster does have the High Noon. Doesn't get anything because Kinja's going to kill him.
What a shutdown! I can't believe that Royal Ravens brought that back. After a couple overzealous DPS ults early in the fight, I thought they were going to lose that for sure. That Thiccums was going to be able to take this point, but they clutched it out. Between switching to stall characters like the ball, they pulled it off. That was very impressive.
The ball was huge. There was basically no stuns available for the Royal Ravens, or not Royal Ravens, the Thiccums squad, other than who was it? Time Monster on the McCree, right? But if Time Monster wants to get any value on the McCree, he can't really be brawling. He has to be sitting at like a medium range, because if he goes to the point, he's just going to get bopped around by the ball. So I mean, he's just stuck in a weird spot, and there's basically no CC to deal with Storm. So you're dealing with pure damage. You're dealing with the ball going over and over and over, just nonstop spinning. And you just have to deal with it with pure mechanics, no CC whatsoever. And that was just such a good pick from Lunarstorm to make that work the way that they did.
Yeah, it's so hard to shut down, especially like you said, because they didn't have any stuns. They've got to just click on the ball. Unfortunately, he was making so much space and being such a nuisance. They didn't really have they couldn't afford the luxury of clicking on the ball, because all the other teammates of Royal Ravens were coming back in, taking the space that was made and finding the picks. Particularly Kinja had a couple picks there at the end, especially shutting down the McCree ult that were pretty crucial, I think.
That was huge. That was huge. I mean, just like 1-2 pot shots, and I mean, Time Monster could have changed that around completely. That was what they were planning on using to take out Lunarstorm, and maybe a little more, and it just made it
Royal
work.
Ravens are sticking with the dive here, but we're seeing kind of this double shield comp coming out from Thiccums squad, with the Bastion set up in this corner here. And Royal Ravens, look, they want none of it. They're switching. Look at them go. There's none of this, please.
Very interested to see what they go. Probably another double shield of their own, right? Like, if you're going to be going up against the Bastion, then probably don't want to deal with it. Yep, there we go. We're
looking like it.
Seeing the Orisa Sigma swap.
Well, and this is kind of the comp we've seen them on already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Except with Storm Snipe on the Genji and Kinja on the Pharah. But I'm very interested to see how this works out for them, if they're able to kind of take the high ground or set up enough so that they can put in the damage on Typhoon to shut him down.
So what they want to do is they want to rotate behind. They want to take away the space from the Bastion. They kind of want to make it so he has to rotate early, and then this Pharah is going to be able to catch them mid-rotation, right? Kinja does get rocked, but is still going to be able to put Typhoon in an incredibly awkward situation, and that's exactly what they're doing. Typhoon just wants to get into the shield, but he's getting booped around, bopped. He's just getting so much damage pumped into him, but Time Monster going to get huge kill onto Jaden. We'll see if Chris is able to come up with anything, but no. I mean, they're making it work. It seems Royal Ravens, I had them counted out for a second, but Time Monster built the blade so damn quickly, but he's going to blow it on pretty much nothing. Tried to come up with a jackpot, and it did not work out.
Unfortunately, it did not.
That was just perfectly played by the Royal Ravens.
Exactly like you said it. They took the space away. They didn't take too much damage getting there. They got set up, and then they had this nice pincer attack with Kinja and Black Market kind of sitting over on the side, pumping in all that damage. And the two shields, despite having lots of shields, just couldn't cover the damage. We're looking at a few ults here for Royal Ravens, too, coming into this fight. Popping Valk first.
This just allows them to stay in the fight, even though it's a little awkward. We'll see. Ooh, Storm Snipe gonna come in with the Nano Blade. The Immortality Field is pretty much perfect. The rest of his team's not really finishing it off, but he's still gonna get a kill onto Christie. See if he can get any more to follow up on his damage. Storm Snipe coming up pretty big. Kinja following up with 3 nice kills.
They have no shortage of good fire players on this team, huh? Kinja, just as deadly as Storm Snipe, it seems. But he did plenty of damage on his own with that Nano Blade. Well, with the help of Jaden there, and they played that perfectly. 3 ults, took the fight, tons of space, and it's going to be a hard contest here coming back for Thiccums squad. I don't even know if they're.
I don't think they
can.
It
looks like they are.
I think they want to. I don't think they can. Typhoon has gone over to the McCree though. Got the flash onto Kinja, but Time Monster gonna die early in that fight, and we're in basically perfect snowball territory for the Royal Ravens. Partial Arts is definitely gonna go down here. I imagine, but sometimes my fairy tale world doesn't always come to fruition. But Kinja is gonna pop this barrage, and they're gonna pop the Flux as well. Typhoon is high up in the air, is gonna get brought down, slammed into the ground, loses his life. And I said this was perfect snowball. when you use the Flux and the Barrage like that, it's not. Oh my god, the Flux caught nothing.
He whiffed.
Partial Arts, it just completely whiffed it. They just walked away from
That's
it.
unlucky.
The Partial Arts is gonna try and get some stoppage on the point right now. Just standing still. Actually,
He's
knows
just
that
trying to stall a little bit of time. We don't notice for a second, but like you said, this is snowball territory, right? And they did snowball. Royal Raven did it perfectly.
Oh,
But
they're gonna use
Time
the
Monster
ult?
with the blade.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Bongo Blade is gonna be able to take down Jaden, but Nano Blade for Storm Snipe. Let's see if he can get anything coming out of that. Might not even need to. His team coming in huge. The Royal Ravens just frag after frag, taking down the Thiccums squad, and it's not even a contest on their attack. The Royal Ravens gonna go up 2-0 in the series.
Royal Ravens again just looked so dominant. Thiccums squad definitely looked improved. Like I said,
So much
Control
better.
can snowball, but Thiccums squad looked so much better on this. They had their plans. They looked more coordinated. They just got outplayed. Royal Ravens here, like these blades from Storm Snipe, just played everything perfectly. This point in particular, perfect. They got the snowball, and it got them all the way to the end of the map. It won them that map.
Absolutely, they just never committed too many ults. I was gonna say earlier, they may have committed too much when they use the Bongo, or not the Bongo, the Flux and the Barrage at the same time, because those are just like two pretty non-synergistic ultimates. But I mean, after that, they had Nano Blade, they had Bongo, they had everything, and
They just had such a wealth of ults that it really didn't end up mattering if they whiffed one, or didn't get the most value out of a couple. But they just put it away. They had so many, and their comp was just so good. It looks very practiced. They know when they're pulling, and they know their combos. The Pharah just wrecks. And I guess that's coming out from the nice pulls from Minolar on the Orisa and Lunar Storm supporting that Pharah, having that shield up when they're ulting, and stuff like that really allows Kinja and Storm Snipe to shine.
agreed. Sorry, I was typing, and I cannot type and talk at the same time, else I will type out the words I'm saying instead of the words I'm. But yeah, they're, like you said, their comp, it looks incredibly well practiced. They understand the cooldown rotations. They understand what ults they should and shouldn't use. But yeah, looks like we're gonna have some subs coming in. Partial Arts is out, and Mickey D's is in. Mickey D's was playing DPS earlier.
Time Monster seems to be going over to tank. This is this is a joy.
I like this a lot. Maybe not for. Well, I'm DPS, by the way. Okay.
Interesting.
So who isn't DPS? Oh, okay. So Ty going to tank. Mickey D's in for.
Yeah, they're doing
So
a whole shuffle.
It seems that this team is basically like Ty Monster plays whatever he wants whenever he wants, and then like you sub in around whatever hole he fills from the last round.
It's in his contract. I get to play every role once every series.
Oh yeah, the rascal approach.
Honestly, yeah, the rascal hydration approach.
Oh yeah. I think Hydration might be the only player in the league who's actually played all three roles.
Has he played support?
Yeah. So season 1, when he was on the Gladiators, he when they came out on they called it a Mystery Heroes comp, and basically Shaz and Big Goose were on DPS, Hydration and someone, I don't think it was Surefour, and someone else were on support, and then the DPS players were on tank. But Hydration was Lucio, and he was hopping. He was insane. He was like the best player in the server. They were playing some joke team. Like I can't remember exactly. It might have been like a Houston map 5, I want to say.
Well, I mean, Houston was decent in season 1. Like, well, let's not forget that. That was the best season they've ever had.
True.
Oh man, like that's one of the things that I really do like about Overwatch, is that it allows players like Time Monster to really come into their own and play whatever heroes they're comfortable on when they need
Absolutely.
to. Of course, with 2-2-2, it's not as flexible as it used to be, but you still get to see some interesting stuff like this. I think that Time Monster and the rest of Thiccums have a lot of work that they need to do in order to wrestle this series back from Royal Ravens, but I think that there's a strong foundation here for Thiccum squad. So even if they're not able to take away the win this week, I think that for the future, they can get some work done. Like this is a long league. We got believe 4 weeks. Man, I even worked on the schedule. I think it's 4 weeks per split. We got 2 splits and a promotion and relegation tournament.
Absolutely.
So yeah, like these teams are not playing right now for the championship. These teams here, these are in the second division. So what they're playing for is the chance to compete in a promotion and relegation tournament. Hopefully if they win matches in there, they will promote up to the higher division and compete against the best teams in the Golden Hammer Gaming League. Um, it's a really exciting format. I'm really glad that all the staff here have all decided to believe in and trust in a kind of experimental format.
Yeah,
Don't really see too much like this in esports.
for sure. And I mean, I'm glad we spent so much time actually like talking about it, because we used to just be like, yeah, we'll just do this, and that was it. That was that was all we did. Like, we didn't do a lot of experimenting. This is definitely a fun format, and like you said, this is game 1. This is not the championship right now. This is game 1. So, and I mean, we saw it in those fights. There were some fights where Thiccums squad, I mean, they rolled it all the way to the end of point 2. It's not like they just like sat back and got nothing done the entirety of that map. They actually got the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Plenty of ult combinations, and their ult economy at times looked a little rough, but when their ult economy was rough, they just kind of went in, initiated hard and fast like you're supposed to do. I think their fundamentals are great. I think they've got great foundational, like you said, they've got a great foundation. It's just going to be, there's a little bit more than just good fundamentals that you need to succeed.
Yeah, apparently that's having 2 stellar DPS on your roster. Royal Ravens, Storm Snipe, Kinja. Blew me away. It was, I mean, like, this is my first time camming for Overwatch in general, and it's like trying to follow all the kills that these guys get. It's kind of hard to keep up with them and like remember that there's the rest of the team. Right now we are waiting for Chonk to get back. He took a halftime for himself.
Absolutely.
So we'll just be waiting on him for a little bit.
But yeah, I mean, Storm Snipe and Kinja, they're so good. They are so good. And White Market, who's another player for Royal Ravens, also plays Pharah, by the way, is not here today. Is not here, but also, like I said, like an incredible Pharah player. This team, like, they just picked up 3 Pharah players, and they're like, hey, we also want you to play this. And it's coming up good. Kinja, he kind of had like a rough-ish start in preseason that like wasn't the most impressive, but the second game really started popping off, and then this game is just absolutely destroying alongside Storm Snipe. And yeah, it's a product of teams. Like, obviously Royal Ravens as a whole are doing better right now. They're up 2-0. The first map wasn't even close. Second one a little closer, but they still rolled through their attack to the Royal Ravens. So obviously he's going to look a little better than like Mickey D's, Time Monster, and Fitter are. But
yeah,
they're great.
And like what you were saying about Kinja not looking so hot in preseason, like this is one of the things that I really like about more of a league type format rather than just a bracket. Because like if this was a tournament bracket, any small poor performance on anybody's part could end a run, story ends there. But with a league format, and especially with the format of this league being a Swiss bracket, which is a really fascinating format where teams are kind of like sorted against other teams of a similar skill level each week. So, we had 4 other matches in Division 2. The winner of this match will play against another team who has also won their first match. So you get to see them go against teams of more and more equal skill level. So this first week is probably going to be the most chaotic matchups of the split, really. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how a lot of these teams blossom and come into their own throughout the season. Every team I see here when I cast or cam or whatever, they always impress me in some way. So that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to this season. These teams in particular, like, I'd love to see Time Monster continue to dominate on all these roles. I've yet to see how he'll play on support here, but certainly piqued my interest.
And you're right, yeah. Like, that's the beauty of the Swiss format, right? Is, like you said, these are going to be the most uncompetitive games. And I lost my train of thought.
That's
I
all
agree
right.
with you. There we go. That's what That's what. Let's TLDR. I agree with you, Picasso. I'm very excited. I'm very excited on the format for that.
So now, Blue, what do you think that Thiccums needs to do in order to come away with a Havana win?
Change up the game plan. And by doing that, I would say keep someone on Kree. I think, or maybe even Widow. If you want to dedicate more resource, because so many resources are going to Storm Snipe and Kinja just to make sure that they can pop off. I would say, yeah, definitely a dedicated hit scan. The Soldier was kind of a step in the right direction, but Soldier just doesn't have the oomph that you need to deal with a farmer. The only time we really saw the Soldier, that was Typhoon, right? The only time we saw Typhoon really get Pharmacy down was when he got the Nanovisor, and you can't Nanovisor every fight. So, I mean, but if you're a McCree or Widow, you can get a pick on Widow or Mercy every fight pretty easily with their damage fall off and whatnot. So definitely putting more resources into just dedicated hit scan that isn't Soldier, maybe even Ashe right now, just because she's so meta. She has so much more utility outside of just dealing with the Far Mercy. Just anything that takes space away, in theory, from Storm Snipe. And then I would even maybe up the aggression even more, because it seems like when Royal Ravens get walked on, their plan kind of goes awry and they don't know exactly what to do. When they lose the tempo, they kind of break down a little bit. So maybe even running like, I don't know exactly, but maybe just running a slightly faster comp, maybe ditch the Brigitte. I mean, you're already playing Myra, so like maybe go with a Lucio or something of the sort. Just play super fast and walk on the Royal Ravens. Keep a hit scan to get Storm Snipe away, and I think they could definitely come around and make a big difference against the playstyle of the Royal Ravens.
Do you think a playstyle based around a counter engage would be useful? Because it seems like that could be one of the keys. You know, if Thiccums adapts more of a like a counter engage, so, you know, you get one pick and then you go in for the dive, go in for the brawl.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. I definitely see what you're saying. Yeah. Yes. So that requires you to be a little more reactive, which is probably, I would say, harder to implement, but I would say it's probably equally effective. Playing reactive, I don't know. Coming from a team, just my personal experience, where we kind of tried out both styles, it's just easier to be insanely aggro. Because I mean that's just like hold W, be careful, like basically use your cooldowns in the right rotation at a fast pace, whereas reactive, like, you know, it's like I would say when you play an aggressive play style, basically you have a multiple choice question. You basically have A or B. You have two choices in most situations. And then when you play reactive, you have another multiple choice question, and then you have like A through Z. Like there's so many different situations that come up. But yeah, I mean, you could definitely do it. It just might be harder to implement at a halftime, after a halftime break.
I'd definitely like to see Thiccums just show up, like you said, with more aggression, play faster. I think if they continue to let Royal Ravens like set up and do what they want, it's going to spell disaster for them. They've got to bring the heat to them.
But yeah, we'll see what they do. I know Time Monster, he's their captain. He has spent many an hour debating with us in our Overwatch philosophy tab here in the Discord. So definitely has a solid idea on theory crafting. And, you know, see what kind of implementations they make. That was our halftime. We don't usually get a good halftime discussion in like that, but that was for you, chat. That was for you and us. We like hearing ourselves talk, and we like to educate you all, make you feel a little bit smarter than you are.
We sure do like to hear ourselves talk. As we go into Havana, I'm going to talk a little bit more about how much I like seeing Storm Snipe and Kinja just pop off. They are so exciting to watch right now. And I think that's just great coordination from the team. Like we're seeing Minilar's pulls are setting up such great kill opportunities for the DPS. Not to mention the great support coming out from Jaden and Black Market. They always seem to be on top of it. You know, they're there. They're nanoing the Genjis at the right times. The Mercy's always with their Pharah. So we'll see if they kind of continue with that same comp or what they're pulling out here. I think they might be going for the the Brig Fara pocket, or no, there's the switch coming out from McCree, just a late double kind of hit scan, double sniper, double shield comp here. This is pretty interesting.
I'm pretty interested. Ooh, Mickey D's goes over to the Hanzo. I like that a fair amount, especially on Havana, where sightline is very usable.
Yeah, Havana is great for these double snipers, and we're seeing both teams pull it out. Looks like
Mickey D-
Fitter, I was looking at his profile, as kind of the resident Widow specialist, so I'm excited to see what he can pull out against Storm Snipe and Kinja here.
Absolutely. Fitter goes out to the normal Widow spot, just chilling, waiting to see if anyone's going to poke out. Nope, no one really is. Royal Ravens being particularly conservative with their positioning, but there we go. Shields go down, and Fitter, very nice pick onto Storm Snipe, and for the first time, Royal Ravens are not running the Mercy, so that will not be a pick that can be resurrected.
They've got tons of space here now, without that threat. They're just going to push up here and take this corner. Royal Ravens waiting, and Storm Snipe actually going to switch over to the Widow, so we're going to have a Widow v Widow here. I'm
Have a nice
excited.
little Widow duel. Very excited. Fitter comes up with the second pick onto Jaden. That's one of the biggest picks he could probably get. Lunar Storm going to go down. So, I mean, Fitter with a third. Just absolutely popping off right now. Not even like taking super aggro angles or anything. Just sitting behind his team and getting these shots in. Very nicely played.
He's letting his team take the space, and he's just taking the shots when the shields go down. Mickey D's on the Torb, obviously applying a lot of pressure onto the shields, along with Fire Raven on the Zarya. They're able to burn those shields down so that Fitter can find the picks.
I mean, and on top of them burning the shields down, like, if they really want to, they can even walk past him to... Oh, Lunar Storm. I do not like where Lunar Storm is right now. Very dangerous. Could have died quite easily if they were in a better position to take it, but we'll see.
Nice block. Lunar Storm
Very
blocks
nice.
the shatter there from Time Monster.
Fitter coming up with another kill, but it doesn't seem to matter. Well, maybe, I don't know, Fitter with two. That's the main tank and DPS. They're gone. Black Market slept right now. I don't think they've communicated it, but Black Market is slept. Is just going to be in the middle of the team, but Mickey D's will fall in this fight. Fitter's trying to get another pick. Time Monster going for the pins, also going to take down Lunar Storm. Fitter's taking down Storm Snipe, so Fitter has killed 3 people in this fight so
doing
far.
his best Carpe impression here. He's just showing up, saying this is winnable. I'm going to kill everybody until we do it. And that gives them plenty of time for the rest of Thiccums to come back here, and they're still in this fight. They're putting a lot of pressure on the Orisa Ani here. This is not good for them. They want to get out of this corner. These are bad staggers.
This is not a good spot to be in, even if you're an Ana and Orisa. I mean, you're just dead. You can't get through this, and you're just going to be down a couple. Fitter with another. They're just rolling right now. Where was this dude?
We were talking about snowballs earlier. These guys are making us. They are rolling up some snow right now. They just barreled through second point on the back of Fitter. Nice little tech here from Time Monster, using the shield to peek. That's something I did not know about on Reinhardt, that you can hold your mouse 1 while shielding and look around.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. I mean, so this is the hard part, right? They get through points A and B. For the most part, like, once you make it through point A, you're expected to make it through point B. Not a lot of people get stopped on point B, but that's a fatty shatty. Doesn't seem to matter. Time Monster does go down alongside someone else on the team. I couldn't quite see who, but if you're Thiccum squad, you just kind of leave here. Beagle Boy, you do your best to survive.
Just back right out. You don't want to stagger out anymore here. You want to take this full 6v6. The DPS for Royal Ravens here, putting in a lot of damage. Storm Snipe now in the Hanzo. Maybe just feeling a little more comfortable on the Hanzo versus this Widow here.
That's most likely what it is, right? That's a big flux, but that's a nice beat as well. Kinja is going to take down Time Monster, but Fitter comes up on the kill with Storm Snipe as well. So DPS for a main tank. We'll see which team fares a little bit better. Fitter is going for that. Let's see. Oh, very nice combo with the nade, the Molten Core, and the Grav. Minolar is most definitely going to die here. I would be quite surprised if they did not. Lunar Storm just in on them at the moment, but is going to get pinned out by Time Monster. Lunar Storm will have taken down Fitter in that case, but this is the point where Widow's sightlines aren't as useful. So we'll either see a swap or we'll see Fitter get back just in time because, oh man, Storm Snipe, you are not in the position. I don't think he was ready for them to come up and push into them like that.
Time Monster is bringing the aggression. We said they needed aggression. He showed up on the Reinhardt and said, we're going to bring the aggression. I'm going to take so much space here so that my DPS can get the picks and we can win these fights. And it's working. There's another one.
Jaden, you just can't die right there. There's so much cover to hide behind. Like I was saying, the Widow sightlines aren't the best on this point because there are just so many different places you can hide, but Jaden going down there, just, I mean, you can get so aggressive, but they haven't because Black Market's Coalescence staved off the aggression. Beagle Ball going down is going to be another stop for Thiccums squad. I imagine they just don't have the ults except for the Shatter, and you don't really have the support either with Beagle Boy going
you
down.
gotta back out here. I don't think you want to play right here and risk getting picked, losing fights.
You don't.
But it looks like they're going to try to hold here and wait for the rest of their team to join them so that they can take this full fight with, like you said, the Shatter and hopefully a Nano soon. But with this, with the Dragons coming out from Hanzo as they try to move through this choke, that's going to be hard to get through.
And they're just got another
right here.
Oh, the Shatter gets quite literally nothing. He gets pushed back a little bit, and the shields, it's just too easy to block. And Storm Snipe going to take down Beagle Boy. That's just going to be another stagger onto the fight. Storm Snipe coming alive a little bit on the Hanzo, not feeling too pressured out by the Widow. The Widow sightlines are so much better on defense here rather than attack. They're not particularly good on attack unless the Royal Ravens kind of push out of this choke. But yeah.
They're going to have a hard time doing it. I mean, like you said, for one, it's just so hard to play into double shield, especially with like your Rhine, your Widow. I like the Doomfist pick. Just forget the shields. I'm going to jump past him and punch everybody.
Unless you're dead. Unless you're dead. We'll see. Kinja coming up big with the High Noon Flux. Obviously a very well-rehearsed combo for this team. Time Monster, he got the Nano, so he's going to get as much value out of it as he can. Going to charge in, get a little bit of ult charge. Got about 30 out of that Expenditure. And I mean, you know, they had 4 minutes on the clock, did Thiccums squad, and now they're down to 1:45. Time Monster going over to the Monkey. They have decided that they're going to completely forego their general approach to this map so far, and see what they can do with the Monkey.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try this Zarya bubble dive, right? They're either going to bubble the Monkey or the Doomfist as they go in. And there's the bubble on the Monkey as he jumps top left, Doomfist quickly following as they're just trying to take this high ground away from Kinja so that he can stop putting in so much damage. But he's going to crawl right back up there, this time with a Sigma.
You're right, they do exactly what you said. They just bubble Time Monster. And I mean, Kinja actually going to get the kill on the Fitter, and that's just going to kick off one team fight that ends before I can even process what happened. Kinja coming up with 3, but the rest of the team just following up, getting so much damage in. And Fitter has decided the Widow is not up to his standards right now. I mean, it's just not the best choice right now.
They're just going to commit harder to this dive. They're going to go in on this dive style comp that they're working with. The Zarya is interesting, but I suppose they're just waiting to use the grab and then maybe switch off of that as they take what might be their last fight here. So we'll see if they even get that switch off. Royal Ravens have a few ults here. Both support ults plus the bongos is going to make it real hard walking in here, especially when you're trying to use the grab, which you have to kind of get close for.
Exactly.
Any sort of follow-up.
I mean, if you're Thiccums squad, you got to close the distance. I don't know what happened to Time Monster there. I think he just missed his jump. I think he was trying to go to the high ground and slid off.
Oh.
Very unfortunate there. There's 10 seconds. Very
Looks like
unlucky.
maybe a little ping got to Time Monster here, and that's going to be real hard as Storm Snipe finds Beagle Boy, and everyone else just follows right up.
The Bongo Coalescence, it's so strong.
So much
He's going to have
damage.
the Primal here, but like, you can't really get anything done with it. You're just going to boot people around the point. That's
heartbreaking. That's so unlucky.
Unfortunate.
And Royal Raven's going to hold it on the 3rd point here. Just a few meters shy of capping the final point.
See, I really did like the Zarya because it allows Time Monster to go in. Because like when you dive in McCree, the one thing you're most worried about is the flashbang, right? I mean, basically you go in, you can't be stunned because you have the bubble. It allows you to get a little bit more ult charge, maybe get a little more pressure onto the high ground than you would if you were just Winston and you would like go in and feed because there's like nothing you can do. It makes McCree an actual diveable target even when he has flashbang. But I mean, like you said, in order to get the other usage out of Zarya, you had to close the distance, and they didn't really have a comp that was made for that. So that just made the end really hard for Thiccums squad. And then like they stuck on the Widow too long. The Widow just wasn't able to get the angles. Royal Ravens played it perfectly. They played outside of sightlines, and if they played in sightlines, they were behind shields the whole time. So Fitter, who was entirely effective the whole time, did not get anything done in that last point, and that was a great hold.
Look at the sneaks here. Look at them. Everybody's sneaking up here. They're gonna
I
try.
love close holds.
I'm a huge proponent of this strat here. You hold right at the front. You take a ton of time off the clock. Maybe you feed some ults. You get some ults of your own though, and
Exactly.
you really get a second full fight right on that corner on Havana here. I love this. So let's see if Royal Ravens is going to get tricked by this, or if they're able to out-rotate it, and it looks like they're savvy.
They are savvy. You always go out the right side because close holds are just so strong. Beagle Boy getting a little low, but does throw out the Immortality Field. Fitter showing us his prowess on the McCree. Picking up his 3rd kill of the fight. Just very nice for Fitter. When he has sightlines, he's looking darn good. And I like the Mei pick as well. I love McCree as a comp in general, and I love that they've decided to go with the Lucio. They haven't been playing Lucio all night. Oh, Mickey D's. Oh, Mickey D's had to use the wall just to make sure he stayed alive there.
Oh,
I don't
too
think
close.
it was just bad timing on his end. It was so unlucky. He walked away, thought they weren't coming that way, and then like turns around and there's a whole team behind him. Immortality Field used for Beagle Boy quite early. Mickey D's, ooh, I love that. Using the wall to propel himself up so he can kind of poke out and get some work done. But that's a
big shatter
from Time Monster. Going in this close hold has been disgusting.
What a
so
Chad. I love this aggression. Like we said, they need to bring it to him, and they're bringing it to him. They've got the Lucio, they've got the Mei, they've got the super aggressive Reinhardt, and Fitter following everything up. This is what you love to see coming out from Thiccums.
Wall from Mickey D's doesn't really get anything done. Kinja has gone over to the Reaper, and I think that's an excellent choice. Especially considering you've got the Coalescence coming up, you're going to be able to brawl quite extensively if you're Kinja. I think that's a very smart choice. Beagle Boy does use the Amp Matrix, gets nothing out of it except for more time, which is really all you can ask for on this close hold.
You got to get out of spawn, though. Royal Ravens are having so much spawn. The rotations are really good here from Thiccums. But here's a Coalescence coming out and the Flux.
Beat from Chrissy, though, built it up just in time in order to make that happen, but looks like Mickey D's will go down. The rest of Thiccum squad has been split. Fire Raven actually going to get a kill on the black market, but it does seem like this close hold will shortly be coming to an end. But that was, I mean, by and large, compared to how most close holds go, that was stellar. That was A+. That you got more out of that than you could ever ask for.
Oh no. Fitter just accidentally pressed Q. He lost his ult. No. He fat-fingered it.
See, and that's not fun because, like, the enemy team, this is one of the few times that you're running the McCree against a team that really can shut down. They don't have anything that really shuts down the High Noon other than shields, right? Like the Ashe might be able to poke you down, but no, the Mei wall my eyes, dude.
Oh, as a Rhine main, I am set to see that happen. You hate to see it, but it doesn't matter. Mickey D's gets that good Blizzard. He follows it up. Time Monster might be malding in chat. I know I would be, but it's okay because
they do win the fight. They have to commit the Blizzard though, like you said. He gets 50%. He gets 57% up because he just swings on the
he's gonna have Shatter
target.
by next fight. If he hits his fire strikes, he gets a couple swings and he's gonna be good here on this last push. It's definitely looked like Royal Ravens are struggling here to find ground.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Storm Snipe has gone over to the Pharah, does take down Beagle Boy quite early, and I mean, so let's see. This grab gets a bunch of nothing, really. Fitter's going to be able to get a kill. I think Fitter needs to stay alive here. It will not. Does get to pick off the Storm Snipe, but it is resurrected. You can take a fight here if you are Thiccum squad. I don't know if they will. They're running. They're probably just
They've got the
trying
Lucio.
to decide. They've got the Lucio, like you said.
They've got to go now. Time Monster's got to almost charge in, I think. He's
They
going to
get
try
the
to
shatter
shatter,
on the
but they
Kinja.
have to touch. Chrissy touches.
Chrissy does touch. Kinja is unable to get anything going. He actually dies. So they're losing Chrissy, so both teams trading out players right now, continuing to trade out, but Jaden has gotten 3, just slurping away. At the moment, Fitter gets nothing with the High Noon, makes himself a target, goes down in that fight, and that was just a little unfortunate. Can't really expect too much out of a frantic fight like that if you are the Royal, or if you are Thiccum squad.
No, Thiccums played it, I mean, I think about as well as they could. They tried to get in there, they got the touch, they traded, but unfortunately, that Moira, Jaden is killing her on the Moira. The fight before, it was the Bongo Coalescence. That time, I think he was getting all the right clicks in at the right time, but he's shutting it down.
Yeah, absolutely rolling. Right now, not something you usually say about Moiras, but good decision making. We'll see. This Flux from Lunar Storm, see if it gets anything. There is no beat on the side of Thiccum squad. Might just find themselves rolling through this point. Beagle Boy gets the kill onto Kinja, has died with that ult for like third time, just hasn't been able to get into a position to use it. But does get brought back. And Chrissy is in a precarious position, gets halted, will most likely die here. Freaking out right now. You can see it just swinging the mouse around, just cannot get away.
He tried. Unfortunately, he couldn't get over that lip, and he's going to get staggered out. That's really unfortunate, because if they were able to disengage there and then re-engage as a full team, it'd be a lot easier. But this last fight is going to come pretty close to the end of second point. Especially when you're looking at both these DPS ults, this is going to be hard for Thiccums.
Walking into a Death Blossom and a Barrage, right here, it just has to feel bad. Kinja gonna get a kill. I mean, they don't even need to pop their ults! Maybe. We'll see. Looks like Stormsnap's gonna get brought back. Fire Raven is in a bad spot. The Hall actually puts Fire Raven into a better position, but Kinja finally gets the chance to use the ult. Gonna take down Chrissy, Fire Raven, and just gonna allow team to push on through that.
That's a clean fight.
Nice.
2 ults.
And yeah, like Stormsnap going down early though, it's kind of like a blessing, because you just kind of like when Kinja went down near the end of point A, like you end up saving that ult for a better time.
Exactly.
But it's about to be a lot harder to play Fire here. Fitter is on the Widow, has the default high ground.
Like you said, defense sightlines here are much better, and Stormsnipe doesn't even want to play the Widow. He says, "Nope, let's play," or he doesn't want to play the Fire. He says, "Let's play Widow." Fitter finds Kinja though.
Time Monster walks up, gets a fortified Minotaur. Unfortunate there. Stormsnipe getting a kill onto Beagle Boy. That makes this fight a lot harder for Thiccums squad. Fitter gonna reciprocate, but this Bongo has to be the nail in the coffin. Right, I don't know. We'll see. This
Nice
grab could actually do a lot.
Time
Monster's
gonna go down away, but he falls.
Still a good fight.
Royal Ravens is just gonna clean that up though. It was a good try. Mickey D's ends up getting the Blade here though, so they're coming back with the Blade, the Shatter potentially, and your Lucio beat. So they're looking pretty set for this here.
I mean, Fitter is just hitting all of these shots right now. There are very little amounts of time where people on the Royal Ravens aren't missing like most of their health. That's very nice shot.
The 1v1.
I mean, just very nice. We'll see this Coalescence. They just have so many ults. Oh my goodness, this is not fun. But Mickey D is going to come in with the Blade. Going to get a nice kill on the Kinja. Time Monster is going to fall. And the Coalescence, the Valk, and the Flux is just too much. Fitter has to come up so big for his team. Will die to Black Market on the Mercy. And it does look like 3-0. The Royal Ravens take down the Thiccums squad.
And Thiccums squad, like we said, did bring it back. They showed up with some more aggression.
Yes.
Something during halftime, maybe Time Monsters had some passionate words. Something got them invigorated. But it just wasn't enough, as Royal Ravens were hitting all the right ults, all the cooldowns, and look at this, hitting the big fluxes. They were just on top of their game today.
That was just so good. So darn good.
I want to highlight the supports again. We've said, how good the DPS were for Royal Ravens, but Jaden got so much value on that Moira, and I think they're kind of the unsung heroes here of Royal Ravens.
I think even like we can talk about the tanks too. Like Lunarstorm and Minolar just did exactly. I mean, Lunarstorm went above and beyond on Numbani with the ball stall. Played an excellent Sigma as well. Minolar's halts were pretty much followed up on most of the time. They were pretty well timed. There was like one that was pretty early on. I think whatever our first map was, Nepal in the Inner Sanctum. But like when we're talking about a short cooldown like that and only one of them was like not good, that's pretty damn good. That's like getting a 98% on a test rather than 100%. Very nice job though, but Chonk, it's my first time casting with you, my friend, so I would like to give you the pleasure. Who would you like to name our player of the match? Who are we giving the Golden Hammer today?
I think you have to give it to Stormsnipe. That dude showed up on every hero he played. He was absolutely dominant. He looked so good. The Pharah and the Genji especially were just a treat to watch. And it's amazing to see how flexible he is and how competent he is on these multiple heroes.
Absolutely. I'd like to give out a shout out to we've pretty much shouted out everyone on the show. May as well shout out Kinja as well. Played well on the Pharah, played well on the hit scan too. Both players, both these DPS for Royal Ravens showing proficiency in projectile and hit scan. It's you don't
That's
see
a
that all the
DPS
time.
lineup. That's hard to beat. How do you beat that when you've got these two really strong players that are very flexible, can play the hit scan or the projectile when needed. They can cover each other's gaps. I think those are some strong building blocks of a good team right there.
And I am hard pressed to agree with you. All right, guys, this has been Bluta and Chunk casting Picasso on the camera. Teams, if any of you are still in the chat room, we will have your matchups for you sometime later tonight, or I believe tomorrow is the time frame. But your matchups will be ready for you to schedule. And friends and fans of GHG, we loved having you here. We will have you back just starting next week when our week 2 kicks off. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Chunk,
Thank
you
you,
got any
guys.
last words?
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. This has been a blast. Like you said, it's our first time casting together, and I had a ton of fun. Hope we get to do it again in the future.